Hello, welcome to another episode of our Health Matters. What you are about to hear might shock you, but to some people it's like a normal thing, there's no problem about it. My name is Isaac Ewoma and I'm going to be your host. So, today's episode is about sincere people who are crying out that God should come to our aid medically. So we are crying that God should help Nigeria because we need a cure for our second virus in Nigeria. And what is that second virus? It's ignorance. So there is coronavirus. We are battling with that. We also have another virus, which is known as the ignorance virus. So let's ride on. So as we go on, you're going to decide. You're going to make a choice. Is this a bad news or is this a good news? After hearing the whole truth about this today's episode. And before we go further, there are some questions I want you to answer. If you have the answer, please do not forget, do not hesitate. Send me your answers on my WhatsApp line. So the number is at the end of this video. You're going to say it. And then when you are sending your answer, just enter your name and then the answer. And at the end, you could win a prize. So the first question is, who is a herbalist? Is it a regular native doctor or they are just completely different people? What is their job description? Who is a naturopathic practitioner? What is their job description? Who is a pastor? Who is a counselor? And who is a medical doctor? If you know the answers to these questions, please do not hesitate. Send them to me with your name. You could enter for a prize and then, yeah, who knows? You could win a prize. And then on the left-hand side of this screen, you could see there is a quote there which says, never forget, never, don't you ever forget, the public ignorance, the ignorance of the public is the government's best friend. Why? Because the government know you don't know. And then when ruling you, they rule you and say, oh, don't mind them. They are ignorant. They don't even know what's going on. Yes. And if actually you are ignorant and you did not know you were ignorant, you will never know. So that is the quote. There is no controversy about that. We ride on. Now, if you're listening to me, you could be listening and you're not saying. But if you're listening to this episode right now, are you able to see the screen? Okay, maybe yes, or maybe no. Do you think you really need those two eyes? Do you really need your eyes? I'll leave that for you to answer. Now, what we're going to talk about today is about medical ignorance. You have the right to choose whether you want to choose knowledge or you want to choose ignorance. It's all left for you. So on the left-hand side of this screen, I have some responses from people who have responded to an article that was published in 2019. But today that I'm making this video is the 20th of April. No, sorry, the 27th of April, 2020. So it's almost about a year. So this article was published last year, 2019. First, let me read some of the responses. I might not be reading all. The first one says, I have tried it for just 3 days and I can testify to its efficacy. I used to have tears dropping from one of my eyes and an occasional sharp pain from the eye. I have spent close to 100,000 in a year buying eye drops and medication and medicated glasses, but to no avail. And then there is another one that interests me. He said he used to walk in the sun for about 8 years, and then he started developing itching in one of the eyes. He embarked on taking bitter cola, and after eating it for about a month, the whole problem got disappeared. That's interesting. So let's see what's behind this. Aha, it's bitter cola they are talking about. Bitter cola. So, which we know, we all know, or some people know, or the scientists in Nigeria, they know that bitter kola has medicinal properties, but there is something that has not been established. I've never seen a research that has been carried out stating or defining or endorsing that bitter kola could be used to treat cataract or glaucoma. But from the article that was published in 2019, it says that bitter kola can cure cataract, glaucoma, myopia, or any eye condition. And then at the end of the article, I checked who wrote it. It said the professor. Professor of what? It's professor of lies. I'm telling you. He's a professor of confusion. That's who that person is. If you could see the picture of the person showing on this diagram, there's cataract already on these eyes. So the professor was claiming that taking bitter kola will actually remove this cataract. If that be the case, why do we still have blind people in Nigeria? Why are Nigerians still struggling with diabetic retinopathy? Why? So when I read the article, I was like, wow, who did this? I went further. I did my research, but as I speak with you, the gentleman that put up the article, he removed the article after having a conversation with him, which was very good of him. Now let's go on further to see. No one injured their eyesight if they listen to a qualified specialist. And who are these specialists? I'm not talking about gynecologists. I'm not talking about pharmacists. I'm not talking about general surgeons or general doctors. I am talking about optometrists. I am talking about ophthalmologists. I am not an optometrist and I'm not an ophthalmologist, but I'm a healthcare professional. So let's leave that because we are not talking about my area today. But the little I know about in medical field is that when we are talking about eyes, we are talking about optometrists or ophthalmologists. So if next time you're standing or you're sitting in front of a medical doctor and he's not a certified optometrist, I'm not saying don't get advice, you can, but tell him that tell him you want to see an optometrist, a specialist in the field. Because if you begin to get information from people who are not specialists in some areas, then what you're looking for, you're not going to get it. Now, on that article, it says that if you start taking bitter kola within 21 days, if you have glaucoma, it will disappear. If you have cataract, it will disappear. If that be the case, why are we having more blind people in Nigeria? Diabetes could cause hypertension, could cause blindness. Hypertension could cause blindness. Why are we still having it? Because bitter kola you can buy for 50 naira, you can buy for 100 naira. My dear listener, as I'm speaking to you, this information was from the pit of hell to make more people go blind. If you look at my red arrows on this screen, 6.4K have watched it. And then 4.1K people responded. When I use K, I mean thousands. And then you have 32K shared it. Sorry, 3.2K. Yeah, sorry about that. 3.2K actually shared this article. Now, what are we talking about? So, which means this information from the pit of hell went viral. And then as I'm speaking to you, so many people confirmed they tried it. They used it. But I'm telling you, they're causing more harm than good to themselves. And then at the end of this article, whoever wrote it said, the professor. That is professor from the pit of hell, like I said before. Now, on this screen, you can see it says steps on how to use bitter kola to treat all eyes-related problem within 21 days. If that be the case, what is Prime Optical? They are, I think, one of the largest optical centers in Benin. Are they wasting their time? If bitter kola could do it, Why are they still buying eye drops? Why are they having it? Why don't this professor come out to claim what he knows? He's wrongly directing people with even a step-by-step guide. Peel the bitter kola, cover it, put it in a bottle, boil the water, cut into 3. He gave his own recipe. And he now said, note below, on the first day, your eye may turn red and itching a little. You must not panic. It is actually cleaning all the dirty in your eyes. Within few days, you will not see them again. And then you now get one on my right hand side. There is a response from someone, the one that really touched me. He said, yeah, he advised that we could try them on the blind people. And one thing this person did not know is that what of one of those blind people, what of it is if the person is related to him? Blindness could come from hypertension, like I said. Blindness could come from diabetes. You not managing your diabetes well could lead to blindness. You not managing your hypertension could lead to blindness. And there's one thing you people, my listener, one thing you must know. Eye is an entity of its own. You could have hypertension in your eyes. It's different from the hypertension you have in your body. That's systemic hypertension. It's different from the one you have in your eyes. You could have blindness. You could have conditions that are related to blindness. Because the eye is an entity on its own, you treat it separately, you treat it differently. You don't mix them together. And this is why you must speak to a professional. And I want to, through this medium, if you know you are one of those that put on articles that are not verified, please don't do it. Because people like me that are fishing out, going about fishing for wrong articles on social media, people who put on wrong articles. If I meet you, if I come across your article, I'm going to probe you. You will give me the website. You will put up the links where you got your articles from, and then you should be ready to defend it. Because we are crying that our federal government is disappointing us. We are crying that our state governors are disappointing us. And then again, another cry is coming up of our people trying to circulate fake news, fake recipes, fake drugs online. If you know you are one of those group, please desist. Don't do it again. Stop it. Otherwise, you will be taken to medical negligence court, which has been set up in Nigeria. So if you don't know about it, go and do your research very well. You better stop it. So I'm not going to take too much of your time. Like I said, answer those questions. And if you want to know more about eye condition, we have a clinic, and that's why we are preaching, because we want people to change. We want people to do the right thing, take the right way, follow the people who know road. That is a saying in Nigeria. So we are not in Nigeria, but we have a clinic set up in Nigeria because we want to fight illegal treatment. We want to fight the fake drugs and the fake medical treatment they are doing. So if you belong to that group, please stay away. Stay away. That is it. I'm telling you. And if you're listening to this video, please share. Subscribe to our channel because we talk about different medical conditions. All we do here is bring awareness about different medical conditions to people. If you have a medical condition that is disturbing you, is giving you unrest, don't hesitate, get in touch with us and we will get back to you. So that's what I'm going to say for today. Share this video, let it go viral, because if 6.4 has watched it and 3.2 has reacted, 3.2 has shared, 4.1 has commented and reacted to it, please share this so that the number of people that have listened, they should also hear, they should also see, listen to this video and know that bitter kola has not been vetted to be a cure for glaucoma or a cure for cataract. If they have any of those things, let them go and see their optometrist. So that's it for today. Don't forget to subscribe. Like I said, if you answer any of those questions, if you know answers to those questions, please send them to my WhatsApp and you could possibly win a prize from us. So that's it for today. Thank you. And I'm looking forward to receiving questions to those answers on my WhatsApp. Bye.